Okay, and welcome to AI, the cool stuff. This week we're going to be talking about lots of AI cool stuff. We were just talking about old cool stuff that there's in the old games we used to play, um, sort of Donkey Kong and Space Invaders and stuff like that. I'm sure. I think I downloaded a pack onto my PC and it had 300 games on it, and it was free. They're all the old crappy games, but they were. You can
Yeah.
still play them if you really want to. Um, there's a bit of nostalgia. So anyway, we're going to go around the room and just quickly introduce ourselves and tell you what we do briefly and the how we use AI. So
Yeah.
Freeman.
Hi, Freeman Tabengo. I'm with Life with dealing with stem cell reactivation technology in a patch.
Okay. And do you use AI at the moment?
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Steffi.
Oh, you all know me. I use AI all day, every day. It's baked into all my products. On the steffilewis.com today, I published a blog post say, will AI ever be conscious? And do we even know what consciousness is? Quite interesting. So yeah, go and have a read of that if you want to. But yeah, I love AI. I think it's going to change the world in a good way, but it is there to support us rather than replace us.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. There's some scary stuff, but there's it's all good.
Well,
Um,
autonomous weapons are the biggest thing.
yeah, well, yeah. Weapons are a bit could yeah. Autonomous weapons would be really bad. But Jane.
Yeah, hi. Um, uh, what do I do? I remember how we do IT systems for small and medium-sized businesses with a strong focus on Linux and open source. Yeah, love AI. I think you're right, Stephanie. I think it's going to improve the world and be a huge support for all of us. It is already. It's just, I think it's niggling bits. And it worries me a little bit that some of the biggest investors are completely bonkers. But hey ho, I expect we'll iron out those little blips
Mhm.
soon enough.
Yeah.
So and Andy.
Yeah, Andy, I help people with the websites. Yeah, AI, like everyone else, use it all the time. Trying to see what's coming in the future and realizing that they are starting to put Google ads in the AI mode in America, but I haven't got access to that yet, so can't see it.
No.
That's interesting move on Google's part.
Mm.
So yeah, that's my focus at the moment.
What are they doing, Andy?
You got the AI overview here that we see, and in
Yeah.
America they've all got access to the AI mode, but we haven't got access to it.
No, it's
Um,
going to be rolled out very soon though, the next few days.
or here, do you think it will be?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool because apparently when you use the AI mode, that's where Google Ads are starting to appear within those results, and
Oh,
it's going to be intriguing how that's going to work.
mm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, because I was because I know we talked about it in the last 2 weeks, but it's stuff that this AI mode thing is became more apparent in the last few days, really.
Yeah,
So yeah, and I'm David Harris. Apart from running this meeting, I'm a WordPress expert. X is an unknown quantity, and a spurt is a drift under pressure, I'm told. But you know, I'm but I do. And I like these guys. I use AI all the time. I find it's such a huge time saver for me with when you're doing stuff on a website or I've been using Oxygen to build to update a website and I don't know anything about Oxygen. I know it's just about driving a new car. It's just things are in a different place, but it's been it's such a huge time saver. I could have figured it out, and it would have taken me an extra few days. And but just asking a question or copy and pasting my screenshots has been it's been awesome. Um, okay, excellent. The as we mentioned that Google. So I've got 10 pages of notes today. So I'm trying to I'm, I'm trying to Oh yeah, yeah, the AI overviews. So I mean, mm, so I mean, there's yeah, the the AI overviews we've got is as we spoke to last week about you get the little thing at the top of the page, AI mode. It sounds like it's going to put the natural listings even under even more pressure. So it's all about with SEO how you had to deal with that. I mean, I asked Google, um, Gemini, what you need to do on your website or to do anything at all with AI mode, and it said double down on high quality in-depth content. So it says create content that truly answers your audience questions comprehensively. Um, uh, think about providing unique insights, data, and expert opinions. Focus on EAT, which is sort of showcase your experience. So it's getting that authority. So it's we said this last week about having an author bio, making sure you've got like every blog has got an author bio that's describes the author's experience, any expertise they've got or certifications, and ensure trustworthiness. The contact info, privacy policy, secure website, all these things we're doing anyway. But I mean, he said it's even more important. What Steph is doing using schema markup, structured data, that helps Google understand the content. It says there's still opportunities there to target niche and long tail keywords. So it says while AI overviews and AI mode may handle broad queries, there will still be opportunities for more specific long tail searches where users are looking for detailed information. So anyway, we said that and build topical authority, become
My
resource, which is
client
difficult.
my client's blogs are definitely ranking better since I put the schema in there.
Mm,
Because
yeah,
I do a rank check and actually go off to Google and get the ranking for each blog post from time to time, and I'm definitely ranking a lot more on page one.
mm. And then I said, if you had to do just one thing, what would it be? It said, create and publish high quality, genuinely helpful content and clearly and comprehensively answers specific questions your target audience is asking, written from a place of demonstrable expertise and trustworthiness.
Which is actually no different to the past 20 years of SEO, really.
No, no, that's quite true, but it's but a lot of people just bang up their website and think job done, that's it, and
Yeah,
they
no
walk
longer.
away. But it's all about, it's not about clever tricks. It's about genuinely helpful content. Because Google will know. It has done for ages now. Picked up those tricks in a second. The
Mm.
old white text on a white background with the
Yeah,
same
keyword
keyword about a
stuff and
thousand times at the bottom of the page. Those things used to work 20 years ago, but they don't work today.
you get downvoted for that.
Exactly.
You actually get deranked for doing stuff like that these
Yeah,
days.
yeah, yeah. It counts against you rather than for you. So yeah, so I think Google's yeah, obviously their search is changing, and we did speak about it last week, but it remains to be seen what AI mode does. I mean, I can see it's good for the users, um, and Google openly admit AI mode is going to decrease the number of clicks on natural rankings. So um, we shall see where we go. um, the obviously the place you can get a lot of these SEO guys on YouTube, they're recommend on YouTube on yeah they are on YouTube, but they're recommending using YouTube more. As we've been saying for ages, It's if you've got content, put content on YouTube, because it's the world's second biggest search engine, and that's not changing.
Make sure you link back to your original content as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When you got
It's in there, but SEO with YouTube is very simple. Everything's in the title. There's a little bit in the description, but they've even said that hashtags don't do anything on YouTube anymore. So it's all about the title and the description, and
There are tags further down, so when you actually upload, you do see more.
yeah,
I have to flag it as altered content on all my videos because the image isn't a real thing. It's,
yeah,
but then below that, there's actual tags, so you can put the tags in. So I strip out the hashes off the hashtags for the blog posts and just drop them in there, and it identifies them.
it does
You know,
identify them.
so that does help.
Yeah,
So it's similar to hashtags, it's just not quite hashtags.
mm,
where you can going back to the content itself, you've got to really think about the niches you're working with. I did a thing recently for my business, which an article aimed at people searching for things like more leads for B2C small businesses. So it's quite niche. They're B2C and they're small businesses. Up there in the AI overview, it links several links from that in all the things that come up. Works really well. So it's all about those niches. And what
mm,
content like in Jane's world, Linux for particular sectors or scenarios and stuff is what's going to get you that visibility. Smaller searches, but better quality clicks.
mm, yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
It's the thing with the long tail keywords, isn't it? You get if you
Yeah.
Yeah, you do rank better with long tail when you're more specific about things.
Yeah.
Just go and have a look and look at my, so I've got this information in my system somewhere published. There it is. What was my last ranking? I got a page 9 with a key phrase of types of consultancy. So the title of the blog post was navigating the types of consultancy. So I got a 9 there. I got a 10 for HMRC agent and customer forum closure June 2025. That was the actual key phrase. The title was very similar. And I got a 1 ranking for a title that was learning with my clients, which was also the key phrase.
okay, it's quite a good one. That's quite
Yeah,
short.
it's really interesting. Short and sweet sometimes works well, and sometimes longer does. So I think a lot of it is to do with how much information is in there that Google reads and goes, actually, that's really useful.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so we shall see where SEO goes. It's one of those ones that's been well, it's been attacked from all directions, isn't it? So you've got AI on one end producing content, and then you've got Google at the other end.
The other thing I've noticed, because I've got visitor tracking on my server, so I can see who's hitting my website and where they're from, and
Mm,
I do some analysis. It tells me what they are as well, especially when it comes to bots. And I've noticed GPT search bots hitting my server occasionally now as well.
mm,
Really interesting. So I always get, Google Spider,
yeah.
but I'm started getting OpenAI coming in as well. So they're either experimenting with a bot or they've got one properly unleashed now.
Yeah, yeah. Because they do live searches, don't they, on ChatGPT?
Mhm.
Obviously,
Which is another reason
Spidering
yeah,
gonna speed that up, isn't it, for them? So
which is another reason that I put the schema in there. But I actually also there was a technique, and I can't remember what it was, but I put my sitemaps into it as well. I can't
right.
remember how I did it, but you put a prompt in and say, here's my sitemap. You might want to share some of this stuff with other people.
Mm.
You go, oh, I remember that. Thank you.
And, okay. Did you see that announcement the other day from OpenAI with the if you don't know, ChatGPT is the company behind ChatGPT is OpenAI, and they announced that they're going to be um, producing some sort of device. It's I don't know if you saw this. It's like um, they bought the company that was owned by what's his name, Ives.
Oh, Johnny Ives.
Johnny Ives. Yeah,
Yeah. There's an article on the BBC about that. Englishman's going to destroy the iPhone or something.
yeah. Well, OpenAI have bought his company for $6.5 billion. So he sounds like he's a very rich man at the moment. But he's
Here we go. Here we go. I'll drop it in the chat.
yeah, okay.
He's now joined OpenAI. There you go.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, and all they had to do was pay him 6.5 billion. Um,
$6 billion. Bloody hell.
so he's so they said, "Do you want to come and join us for 6.5 billion?" He goes, "Yeah, all right." And this is
I wouldn't even go, I just go, yep.
so
Give me the
anyway, they OpenAI want to create a physical product. So it's their big idea is to move beyond tapping screens and build a new family of AI companions
Oh,
that fits seamlessly into your life and home. So they say, and it's something that's always there to help. They they've I've seen some weird simulations about things about um, it hasn't got a screen. So it's either going to work by talking to you, or it's going to project a screen onto a wall or onto the desk or onto um,
I once read I think I read a book or I saw a short movie about it, but basically it's a credit card.
right.
And if you drop your credit card near a keyboard, mouse, and screen, it will just connect to it and work with that. But the main, it's the talking interface, it's the audio interface. So you can just put it
Yeah,
in your pocket and go out, and you can just have a chat with it while you're walking around.
yeah,
Put it in your car, and it connects to the car and becomes the brain of the car. Put it near your screen, it becomes a computer for your home or whatever. So it's all very clever stuff, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
But I think that, I mean, that was a sci-fi movie, but literally it was a credit card.
yeah, yeah.
Not slightly
This
You,
bigger.
you,
this looks like a little square thing, with a not very tall. It's about this thick, and the same thing goes in your
If
pocket.
you can stick it in your pocket and it's going to
Mm,
be bloody useful, that's the main
it
thing.
will if it can connect to other devices, like, if you're in your car and you wanted a map or whatever.
Yeah,
But then there's the worry, I suppose, or slight concern that you're dependent on one AI offering, aren't you? So when will it be updated? And, will it decide that there's some kind of genocide going on that's completely fictional in the world or what? I don't
yeah,
know, but there's
yeah.
all that
But
concern, I guess. It's a
that's the
dictator.
same. That's it. I mean, I'm totally into Alexa. I wouldn't use Google, whatever it's called. So I've got Alexa at home, and I'm completely dependent on that. But
Mm,
if you had this device that would just connect to anything and
mm,
become your home or become your computer or
mm.
become your car, that sort of thing.
I could see the things already. The whole the get it to talk to Alexa and them having really weird conversations.
Yeah. Far out.
Alexa's the old man in the corner,
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
thing.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a think less screen, more intuitive interaction.
Yeah,
Mm.
It's going to be their vision is like a smooth pebble-like object that you
I
talk
would
to.
imagine it's something that people will be able to easily attach to their phone, which sort of defeats the
Yeah.
object a bit, but that's the way
Mm.
they're likely
Well,
to
they
use
said
it.
it may eventually replace the phone, the smartphones, smartwatches,
Mm.
and laptops. Um, and uh, and they say that, I mean, I don't know how they know this, but their aim is to sell 100 million of these devices in the first year, but it will be out until late 2026.
It's only
Um,
next year. It's only a year away. Is it got any indication of
yeah.
cost yet? Did you read,
No,
David?
they didn't. They
No.
haven't said. But if they're hoping to sell 100 million, it can't be massively
Hugely expensive,
expensive.
yeah.
It would
But
It's
be
then,
not
interesting if
even if
big,
they.
it's as expensive as an iPhone, which is
yeah.
1,400
Bloody
quid for a
expensive.
new one, it's expensive, isn't it? It's out of the reach of a lot of people. But then
Yeah.
people just buy them, rent them, don't they, for 80 quid a month or something,
Yeah.
Right, maybe ethics have to come in here as well because you've got some parts of the world that are not so well off, and it makes you wonder. Yeah, it'd be a smart move, a PR move, if they made them
Mm.
available in some countries where
Mm.
there just isn't much, at
Yeah.
least on a certain level.
Mm.
That would be quite
Mm.
interesting.
Absolutely.
We've still got to kind of have the communications infrastructure though
That's
to
the trouble.
make it
Yeah,
all work.
yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, there's no way. I mean, I always thought, wouldn't it be cool if it was like a necklace, a little device that just sat there, but looked pretty. You could have different designs and stuff, and then you could talk to it and you could hear it and stuff. That'd be cool. But you still got to have the cloud infrastructure behind the scenes, and that bulks it up because you need 5G equipment in there and this, that, and the other. It's a bit of a shame. I mean, there's no way you can get an LLM actually onto your local device. I doubt it at the moment. It's all
Yeah,
fascinating stuff. I mean, I'm just so excited about what happens next, especially with Johnny Ive joining. That's really cool.
yeah. So I mean, obviously, thought him and Sam Altman did a press conference the other day. So they were sort of that they were bigging it up, and they were
He
so
is a blindingly good designer, though.
yeah. So and yeah, because he emphasizes the user experience rather than the technology, So it's
Well, if it wasn't for him, the iPhone wouldn't be what it is today. And the same with the iMac and what else? The iPod. I mean, they were all Johnny Ive designs.
yeah. And the is it the AirPods? Is that the iPod? The iPod, yeah. I use that. It's pretty awesome. I mean, it's amazing the way it works.
No, it's good
I
stuff.
mean, it's
He worked for Apple for 27 years.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh no, shares in Apple fell more than 2% following the news of his partnership with OpenAI. They're going to drop a lot further than that.
yeah. I think I don't know, but then sometimes you think these people, like we were saying about Google, was asleep at the wheel when AI was taking off, but they really,
Same
um,
with Microsoft and the internet.
yeah.
They were on the back foot.
Yeah. But I mean, Microsoft got their fingers in loads of different pies, haven't they? Because you got Copilot, obviously is their front product, but they own a chunk of OpenAI anyway, don't they? So
That's the only way they could get in on the game. They
yeah,
they they just invested heavily in it.
yeah,
They've got board. I think they've got two board members or something.
yeah.
OpenAI.
Well, they own quite a chunk of OpenAI, don't they? So it's and they put in quite a lot of money. So um, yeah. So anyway, um, Google Notebook LM. I'm going to this is something I've been using different versions from different companies to try. I've never found anything that's been any good, but Notebook LM is I'm going to share my screen. Notebook LM is completely free at the moment. You just go to notebooklm.google.com and you can start and you can create projects within the within the website, and you can upload sources from a variety. I'll use this one. You can have different PDFs. These are transcriptions and screenshots from different newspapers. You can put in. Look, the context window is huge. You can have up to 50 reference documents in here, including you can add in URLs, or you can copy and paste text, or you can upload sort of PDFs and other documents. You can have 50 sources, up to 500,000 words per source. So if you think the average novel is about 100,000 words, so you could have a document that's 5 novels long, and you can upload 50 of those into your into one single, and you can have, as far as I know, you can have unlimited projects. So and you can it's a massive amount of data you can get in there, which is going to be great for people who are doing search, sort of research. And I said to Freeman yesterday, he says there's some sort of research on the product he recommends, and you could upload those sources into something like this, and then you can question it. So not only can you question it, they'll give you an audio interview. It automatically produces an FAQ, and it generates this as soon as you click on it. If it's appropriate, it can give you a timeline. So it's produced a bit of a FAQ. And then it'll also, there is so much stuff on here, but basically producing the reports, you can produce a blog, you can interact with it in the same way as you would interact any other AI. So you can ask specific questions, ask it to create a blog on a particular subject, and it'll use these, and it'll give you the references as well to that article that it produces. And you can generate audio. You can generate an audio interview if you like. So you could have you can generate a podcast conversation, and it'll use any of the sources that you specify, or it will use all of them and generate a 20-minute podcast if you like. So it's pretty. I think it's a pretty awesome bit of kit, and it's free. I've only been using it. I've been using it for about 10 days, and
Yeah, I've been using it for quite a while. It's good, very good.
Yeah, yeah. I've got other projects as well that I can put in there that are not literary, but stuff that I can use it as a reference point and put stuff in there. So
I think a really good evolution of it would be, and you have to be careful with this, if you think about things like your health and ailments and things you've got, you can go and research things online, but you get a certain amount of stuff. Can you imagine if people could just anonymously upload or share what is their challenges are? They went to the doctors with this, the doctor said that, blah, blah, and the end result was X, whatever it was. And you put your stuff in there, say, right, go and find, out of all these other people who've been talking about health things, find something close to what I'm experiencing here, just to see what it comes up with. That would be fascinating.
Yeah,
I can imagine that this sort of thing could make that possible.
But it's but like with sort of say if you're doing sort of medical research on PubMed, you've got hundreds and hundreds of research papers on there, and you could pull out a few relevant ones and put them on something like this, and then get yourself a blog or a story, or ask for find inconsistencies, find things that are wrong as well. So
It's interesting. I hadn't seen the mind map on there before. Is that new?
no, um, I've only been using it for a little while. It's let me just generate it and see what it comes up with.
The audio overview thing is a little bit odd because it's American voices. It's a little bit cheesy. You can't control the length of it at this stage, but
No,
I think it will evolve in time.
you can change the voices. You can take it to a different website and change the voices.
Yeah,
I
true.
was
Yeah.
I was watching something on YouTube, and it was showing you how to change the voices because everyone's going to get the same two voices at the moment
Yeah.
on the way it is. So
Can I ask what you use it for specifically, Andy?
A mixture of personal stuff and business stuff. A business example would be you're taking all the websites and YouTube videos of the competitors, and you're trying to find an angle that is better than them. So you just plug them all in there and say, right, find me something that's not being covered by these people.
Oh, well, that's good. That's a good one,
Yeah.
isn't it?
yeah, you could put in 50. I'm going to stop the share while that's still going. You can put in 50 different websites, couldn't you, in theory?
50 URLs it would take. It doesn't trawl through the whole website, unfortunately. But you could, but equally, you could get someone like a VA to just manually copy paste stuff from people's pages and put it into a great big long document and get it. You could have a huge document in there as one of your 50 sources. Get it to understand stuff. There's ways of doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think it's pretty
I think I did use the personal example of it months ago here, I think, where I was investigating stuff on Parkinson's for my mum, and she wouldn't listen to my advice and stuff like that. However, when I shared that audio thing that it produced there, she was suddenly very interested
Okay.
because it was somebody else talking about it, her
Yeah.
exact scenario and medication and things like that in an
Mm.
audio format that she could listen to.
Mm.
Yeah. I've got like a document, and I think I've told you about it before. It's like 120 years worth of minutes of committee meetings for a church,
Great.
and they are so dull. It's not true, but you can generate stories out of that by uploading those minutes. There are stories behind those minutes, and you can link it together, and you can ask the AI to create a story of sort of what happened between the wars, and or you can say sort of what happened and turn it into an engaging blog post. You can ask it to do that.
Yeah.
Go through it will scrape that data and then sort of organize it in such
Yeah.
a way
I,
that
I I
makes
think
it
Sounds
interesting,
brilliant.
the
makes
good
it an
thing
interesting
is
read, you know.
because it's free at the moment and it's obviously a Google product, it may stay free for quite some time while they decide what to do with it.
Mm,
I just wonder what will happen long term, whether it will get rolled into something else, like all their other AI stuff.
yeah, yeah,
We looked at Google AI Studio last week as well, didn't we? And that was
yeah.
quite impressive. So they've got some good stuff. Yeah, but how long of it's? I mean, Gmail's still free, isn't it? So
Yeah,
one
yeah,
has
yeah.
to.
Google's Studio is it is limited. It's a bit like the ChatGPT's OpenAI's uh, uh, playground. You know, it's a similar thing. So
Hmm.
you can generate, but if you're a fairly low user, you can use it for free, and you can let's let's just share because there's a few people that weren't here last week. Um, So
Yeah.
you can go to it's aistudio.google.com, and you just log in with your Google account. Imagine you can use on Gemini anyway. And again, if you don't know, Gemini is Google's AI. You just go to gemini.google.com, and I've just been trying to generate a video. It says 1 to 2 minutes. It's been going for an hour. But they've got VO, which you can generate video clips. Again, it's the same thing. You can only use VO2 at the moment because you've got to pay $250 a month to get VO3, which is the one that has all the speech in it and everything. Uh, the speech generation, again, you can use you can have multiple speakers or a single speaker, and it's got a lot of different voices, so it's um, various, and you can vary those. Pretty much the same as OpenAI. And there's Gemini Live, which I'm going to talk about separately because I think that's probably the most awesome thing that's come out.
Mm.
And then yeah, so you got all sorts of generative. I generated it? No. I've been trying to generate videos, and I was wondering if it was gonna. This has been going since, well, at least an hour. So I don't think that's.
You've obviously been deprioritized.
Oh, there you go. It just wasn't showing. Okay,
Nice.
Doesn't look like you.
okay. It's not very. Okay, I didn't say. With Google, if you can say ultra realistic, but you're better off saying hyper realistic. So this looks like a Barbie doll, and
Yeah.
it's
And also the physics aren't quite working with the cat.
no, sitting there calmly, sort of wagging its tail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like its front paws aren't touching the
Yeah.
ground.
But she's nicely well endowed as usual, so that's all good.
That's all good for Cotler's Knob. Yeah, that's
Yeah, those LLMs like the boobies, don't they?
I really do.
oh yeah, yeah. So I mean, I was using Midjourney, and I just couldn't get rid of the boobs when I was doing it the other day. There's
It's because
um,
boys code it. That's why boys build it. What do you do?
I was
Booby. Simple
I
as
was
that.
these are all the images. I'm doing another witches video, as you can see. I went through a phase where I was just trying to, like, these. I found out what it was in the end. That I was trying to say I want her flying through the air. Yeah, she beautiful is fine, but I wanted it flying through the air. But there's like all this posing business,
Mm.
and it was and in the end it was the word beautiful. I got rid of the word beautiful, and she wasn't lounging around, and she was getting on the serious business of flying the broom. So it's so, so just lounging around showing off her tits is fine, but it's not what I wanted. Like these, they're sort of, and
I mean, that's a fantastic picture. It's like a proper studio modeling shot, isn't it?
yeah.
Mm.
We've got so yeah, yes, some of them they're really good quality images, and then I change the prompt and end up with all this crap. But I mean, there was
Playing Quidditch with a cat, that one.
yeah, because some of them I was just trying the random generator. I quite like that one with a gun. It's a steampunk broomstick.
Oh
So
dear.
I might get her to fly at you and then point the gun at you and fire.
He looks like you're going to have severe back problems after doing that. Once
Yeah,
he's twisted
yeah.
round.
So these are yeah, these are just I just couldn't get I was just trying and trying to get it to get to not to be posing all the time, like, and she got more and more into a state of undress as well as I was going along.
Oh
And
dear.
and yet if I say things sometimes it says, oh, we're not sure about that prompt when we're not going to do it. So
Does
I was just
Midjourney remember you ongoing?
it,
Do you think? A bit like ChatGPT sometimes will.
I think it must do because because I was trying to get rid of these, like that is you know
Yeah.
kind of not it's kind of
Yeah, I think
very
I think it's
very
seeing you in perv mode and it can't get out of it now.
that's right, yeah, you're in bird mode, yeah,
Perv mode.
exactly.
I love
And
it.
what I wanted was this is what I was looking for, something like this, sort of
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
flying the broomstick, in the moonlight and all that, like not lounging around. And I wanted it colourful, and I wanted, lots of things I was saying, and yeah, and I didn't want an old crone either. But so, I mean, it's
Well, that's nice. This
yeah, it
one's good,
is, it
isn't
is. I have actually used that one, and
It is part of
and
the Witch trilogy, though. Trinity,
yeah,
Maiden, Mother, and Crone.
that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that picture's stunning. Just there was one down from where you were. Sorry, I think you've scrolled down now. Scroll back up a bit.
The colours
Or
are amazing, aren't
that
they?
one. That one. Down two.
That one.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It comes out with some, I mean, it is sunlight rather than moonlight, but actually, I was just I was just making the prompt shorter and shorter, trying to work out why I wasn't getting what I wanted. I said a witch flying on a broomstick, and I got that,
Yeah.
which is pretty good. And that's the shortest prompt ever.
Yeah.
So it was,
A beautiful picture.
yeah, yeah. Midjourney is still my number one image generator. If you want to generate quality images for
So if you took that image now, what do you plug it into to get a video?
uh, I use Kling,
Okay, so you'd
Kling
actually
AI.
put that image in and say
Uh,
the flying from right to left or whatever.
yeah. So I mean, I would do again, klingai.com. Um, let's go to create. And
You
then
subscribe to Midjourney, David? I think you do, don't
I
you?
do. It's
Yeah.
quite reasonable. It's about $10 a month or something. And you get thousands and thousands of images that you can create. I mean, that's a different one actually. That's a different, and so that's that one there. This was another one with a because it's focusing on the cat, but they're
That's a
quite.
Copper's Knob video,
Yeah,
definitely.
it is, yeah.
Um,
So there's yeah, because some of these that's a Copper's Knob video. So there's
yeah, definitely.
so
Although
she
the scale of the cat is a bit off.
Mm.
yeah, well I did
It's
ask
a
for a
leopard,
large.
isn't it?
I
I
did
wish
ask
I had
for
a
a
cat
large
that
cat.
big.
I did ask for a large cat, and I've got a hair. There was didn't quite work out, but and I tried to redo her, and it's even worse. She looks really creepy now.
Ooh.
Oh, have a
Oh,
look.
So yeah, again, it's about the prompts, and this is probably
Oh, jeez.
this is
My
one with the
goodness.
big cameras.
that cat walking on
I
its
know
hind
somebody who
leg.
actually looks like that.
So anyway, if I put in the word walk sassily, that's when you get the
You get the
that's when you
strut.
get the that wobbly stuff. There's sometimes it's too much, and then but it seems to be all or nothing. I wanted I want it to be sexy, but I don't want it to be explicit. You see what I mean? I wanted something like um something.
Maybe you need to ask ChatGPT what wording you should use.
I do, and then yeah, and there's I asked ChatGPT. Sora is one huge disappointment. I mean,
Yeah,
and then
I tried it, didn't like it at all. And you can only do 8 seconds. I'm just like, you know.
yeah, that's the same as Google, but this is this is a prompt I generated, a long prompt I generated with ChatGPT of a similar thing we've just seen, and that's what it's come up with.
Oh dear.
So I mean, it's
It's a bit off-piste, isn't it?
yeah, and same as these are sort of they're, I could have generated this as an animated GIF 20 years ago,
Yeah.
so it's um this was a trip from Earth to Andromeda in 8 seconds, which is slightly faster than is feasible. But I mean, um, hmm, why not?
About the steampunk ones below. How do they work out?
Yeah, not too bad. There's these these ones would I think I used a reference image for these, so but they walked off. These
Mm.
his umbrella disappears for some,
Yeah.
so it just sort of disappears into a stick, and then so I don't know. And these kind of zoomed in for some reason and didn't. And so I'll try that. That one I did actually use, um, but it's a bit blurry. It's not it's not fantastic. Because it's
Surprised she's got hair after having an umbrella like that.
yeah,
Mm.
that was so they were there. So that's so Sora. So my go-to ones are Midjourney. If you want to create images of anything, and it does great everything, cartoons, ultra realistic and things. So and and I use Kling because it's Runway is good as well. I use Runway sometimes, but Kling's a little bit cheaper and the results are a little bit better as far as I'm concerned. Kling's Chinese. Not that that's any problem for me, but it's
Did you ever get any further with what's it? Manus. The
and
Chinese.
no,
The
yeah, I did get in and
mm.
I did use it for something and then I ran out and he wanted me to pay a stack of cash after I'd used it once.
Oh.
It was, it,
Eh, eh.
yeah. I think I sort of tried it once and I got reasonable results, but it was no better than the Google DeepMind,
Mm.
and it did because it just went off and got information for me. Whereas there are other things that are coming out that are better. No, the what's the other thing I wanted to speak about because I want to do it now. You heard about Google Astra? It is a project they've been bringing out, um, and they say it wasn't going to go live until for ages, but it's actually live now. If you've got the Gemini app, I don't know if you. I have got a subscription to Gemini. Um, well, it's Google. It gives you a terabyte of Google space. For 14 quid, you get a terabyte of Google space. You get uh, Gemini, and you get the so it's quite good value at the moment, and you get access to their other stuff as well. Um, Gemini. There's imagine imagine 4 is the new version of shall I see? Oh, Google Beam is another interesting one that we haven't got time to talk about, but it's converting 2D streams into 3D. Their aim is for you to be able to have a meeting as realistic as you can with real people that look real, So at the moment, it would take 6 cameras around the person sending the videos, but they're going to bring out some sort of kit, and then you can have a 3D communication. Google have teamed up with Zoom and somebody else to try and produce this thing. You don't need for the 3D, you don't need glasses or anything. Apparently, just it's transforming. It's instead of a flat image, everyone appears as 3D, almost as if they're in the room with you. Special cameras capture them from all angles, and the AI pieces it together into a realistic 3D image without you needing any special glasses.
Creepy.
It
Creepy.
allows for natural eye contact and makes remote conversations more engaging, helping you feel truly connected. And
Wow.
even when you're miles apart. So yeah, so it's they're working with HP and Zoom.
That's the Google Beam.
Beam, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'll have to
So
have a
we're
look
going
at
to be
that.
ordering, are we going to be issuing Order 66 anytime soon?
What's that one?
Nobody got that at all, did you?
No. Explain.
Yeah.
Star Wars, isn't it?
Yeah, Star Wars, the Emperor, he had like the hand device that had the holographic
All right,
Oh,
yeah.
communication. Issue Order 66. And all the Jedi died. Yeah.
It's anyway, last Saturday, um I realized I had this thing on Gemini. 'Cause I was using Gemini, and this new button appeared, and it was called Gemini Live. And apparently, you can just. I was seeing it being demoed to say that it wasn't going to be out yet, but it is out already. And you can just live and you can video anything, and it will tell you what it is, what you're looking at, what the model number is, or like if you're an engineer, then what's that? And you just do that. It will go off and do the heavy lifting for you. But I was trying to connect up Sharon's little portable DVD player because we haven't got a DVD player. I wanted to play a DVD, so we were plugging it into the TV, but the sound was coming um, out of the machine and out the TV at the same time. So I was getting like the echo. So it said, well, sort of what model's your TV? I said, I don't know. I said it's a um, whatever it is, and it says, do you know the exact model number? I said no. So it said, can you find it? I said, well, it's at the back of the TV at the back. So I switched on this Google Live, the live thing that I was chatting to, held it down the back of the TV. I said to more or less where the label was, and I said, can you read it now? She said, well, it's a bit blurry, but I can make it out. Yeah. So,
wow.
so it found out the thing, and then it looked up the exact instructions I needed
Wow.
to do it. It didn't work. And then she said, well, have you got any earphones? I said, yeah. She said, plug them in. That will kill the noise on the on that one, and you can still watch it on the TV without the interference. So it came up with the answer anyway. But I mean, it was an obvious one, and I'm surprised I didn't think of it. But there's so it was quite a good. But it's great for things like I've got to do an inventory of a church property and things, and I can go around with this and just we haven't got one at all. It's never been done. It's been an oversight. So I can go around and take just video the oven and the dishwasher and all these other things, and
Asset register.
create an asset register with that, and it's and it can remember, like if you filmed a room and then you sort of went back to it and said, "Did you see my glasses anywhere?" It'll say, "Yeah, they're on top of the TV just to the left, you know, or they're on the shelf on the right, you know." But it remembers everything that's in there,
Wow.
and they've been trying it out on some YouTube sort of videos I've been watching, and it's worked really well. And they say this is only the start of it, you know, that they want to they're going to up the game.
Is this, sorry, Google Live?
Yeah,
Not the Lens or
Gem,
anything, because I don't really think much of
Gemini,
Lens. Oh,
Gemini Live.
Gemini Live.
If you got the Gemini app, see if it's there. It's like on the right hand side, there's like a little circle with
Yeah.
lines, and if you can use it, it is also available on if that doesn't work, if you need the other one, you can use the Google AI Studio, and you can use Live in there as well. So I assume you could put that on your phone and use it the same way. But the on the AI Studio, they limit it's a pay-as-you-go thing, really. It's a bit like it's using the API with but you can use that as a playground, the AI Studio, and it gives you quite a generous free tier to actually experiment with it. But eventually, if you're a heavy user, like if you generate loads of photographs, like a few hundred photographs, eventually it will say, "Hey, you need to put money on Google," and it will charge you whatever the rate is for output. You know, so I think it's it was that's the thing that's impressed me the most this week out of all the things that Google brought out. So they called it Project Astra, but it's Gemini Live, and it's going to be even more going to have even more stuff with that as time goes on. Yeah, Imagine 4, Google Beam. Yeah, I think that's I think we'll stop it there. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, try it. Let me know if you can get it on the free version, because it's that will be interesting. And the other one that Stephanie we're just talking about very briefly is does anybody use the Chrome console to inspect the code when it goes
awry?
If not, I won't bother showing that. But,
Yeah, it's only primarily for JavaScript and stuff like that. So
yeah,
everybody knows about page view, so you can see the HTML underneath, but you've got console as well. So it's like developer tools. And it tells you if all your JavaScript's going wrong, or it can't find resources to display on the page. So there's like detailed information. But they've just added an AI now that will tell you what the problem is with your code.
I mean, the main thing I've been using it for is for like when the HTTPS doesn't work, and it said it's got mixed content, and then I just find out it's so easy to find it on that. You just immediately it's highlighted in red, and you just find it, and then you can fix it. So it's so that's what I use it for mainly. But you can debug loads of things with it. So good. Anyway, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop the recording.